Chapter 14. No, it's me, Paco. The voice rang down from the top of the balcony. I sucked in a breath. Laughter burst out all around me. The laughter echoed off the walls of the empty auditorium. Everyone was laughing, even Mr. P. Way to go, ghost girl! Courtney slapped me hard on the back. I wanted to hide. I wanted to die. I wanted to fall off the stage and disappear through the floor below. I'd never been so embarrassed. My face was blazing hot. My hands started to shake. It was just a ghost story Mr. P made up, and I fell for it. Of course, there was a good reason for that, but still, I looked so stupid. Mr. P slid off the chair and stood waiting for everyone to settle down. When they finally stopped hooting and laughing at me, he waved a hand at Paco. For those of you who don't know, Mr. P said, Paco is a 7th grader. He is on the tech squad for our play. He'll be in charge of sound and lighting. Kate will be on the ghost squad, Courtney chimed in. It wasn't very funny, but kids started laughing at me all over again. Okay, get off the stage, people, Mr. P said, shooing us with both hands. I want you to take seats in the auditorium till I call you up for your tryouts. We'll do the tryouts for Livy, the sister, first. We all started to the steps at the side of the stage. Jack stepped up beside me. He patted my shoulder. Don't let Courtney get you upset. You'll do an awesome audition. I shrugged. Whatever. I started down the steps. Behind us, Mr. P stopped Courtney at the edge of the stage. I'm very impressed with your costume, I heard him say, and the excellent makeup job. I appreciate your extra effort, Courtney. Why don't you stay up here? You can be the first audition. Another victory for my friend Courtney. It was nothing but win, win, win for her tonight. And for me, suck it up, Kate, I told myself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Jack is right. You'll do a killer audition. I took a seat in the second row next to Carol Ann. She squeezed my wrist. Are you nervous? I am. I nodded. A little. I have one more announcement, Mr. P called from the stage, and it's important. When you're up here, don't bump any controls, and be careful to stay away from the trapdoor at stage right. He pointed. It seems to be opening and closing on its own. Someone is coming to fix it tomorrow. He squinted down at me. Kate, maybe there is a ghost in here. And then he said, would you do me a favor? Would you go downstairs to my office and bring up my clipboard? I left it on my desk. No problem, I said, jumping up. I squeezed my way to the aisle past Carol Ann and some other kids and started to exit at the back of the auditorium. I heard Mr. P call Jack to the stage to audition with Courtney. I didn't want to see Courtney's tryout. I was glad to have an excuse to miss it. I wanted to concentrate on my own. As I walked, I went over Livy's lines for the 100th time. It was a little after 8 o'clock. Through the school doors, I could see a bright half-moon high in the sky. The moonlight poured across the hall floor, making it glow an eerie blue color. The school was deserted. Half the lights in the hall were turned off. I walked by the sports honor display case from the darkened principal's office. The silver trophies gleamed dully through the glass. I passed posters for the annual school auction and annual coat drive. The stairs were at the end of the hall, just past the study hall. Most of the lights were off. The stairway was blanketed in deep shadow. I held on to the metal railing and took the stairs slowly. Only 2 ceiling lights were on downstairs, dim as candles. A chill ran down my back as I walked toward Mr. P's office at the end of the hall. It was cold down here. The air felt heavy and wet. Our school is old. The windows all leak cold air from outside, so the rooms and halls are always chilly. The floorboards creaked under my shoes as I walked. I stopped when I heard a groan, very nearby. It took me a few seconds to realize it was the furnace kicking on. My footsteps rang out in the silence. The door to Mr. P's office stood open. The office was totally dark. I gasped when I saw someone leaning against the wall. Squinting in the shadows, I realized it was a ladder. I laughed out loud. Kate, stop scaring yourself. I stepped into Mr. P's office and fumbled on the wall for the light switch. I felt a chill at the back of my neck. Why was I so tense? Probably because of the tryout. The ceiling light flashed on, and I gazed around the office. I saw the clipboard on the side of the desktop. As I leaned to pick it up, something caught my eye. It was a sheet of notebook paper with a handwritten list on it. It seemed to be a cast list with the names of all the characters in the play on it. Next to their names, I saw scribbled kids' names. Next to Gerald, the brother in the play, I saw Jack's name. And next to Livy, my hand shook. I brought the paper closer. Next to Livy, the lead sister, I saw Courtney's name, with a question mark after it. Had Mr. P already cast the play? Had he decided who got the parts before the tryouts? My eye went down to the bottom of the page. My name was there, along with Carol Ann, and 3 other kids. Did that mean he thought we could possibly win parts? Or did that mean we were out? He would never decide everything before we had a chance to try out, I told myself. That would be unfair. Mr. P is always the most fair teacher in the school. I set the paper down on the desktop. My eyes roamed around the office, looking for anything else that might be interesting. He had a photograph of a yellow and black cat framed on his desk, and a stack of sheet music in front of it. The window ledge held several big pots containing prickly-looking cactus plants. I realized I was spending too much time here. I picked up the clipboard, started to the door, then stopped. Hey! The office door was closed. I didn't remember closing it. Squeezing the clipboard in my hand, I stared at the door. Solid wood, painted navy blue. The hall was very breezy. Did the wind push the door closed? I stepped up to the door and wrapped my hand around the brass doorknob. I turned it and pushed. Whoa! The door didn't budge. I tried it again, twisted the doorknob the other direction, pushed hard, then pulled. A chill ran down my back. Hey! Somebody! I shouted. Somebody! The door was definitely locked. Someone had locked me in.